Hello, I'm Michael Robinson. Welcome to Data Visualization's assignment on time series. We're going to be taking a look at the top causes for death in the largest states in the United States. Um, it was a challenge finding a data set that was good to work with for this time series, but I found it on Data.gov. It's from the Department of Health and Human Services, from the National Center of Health Statistics, and sponsored by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. This data set is focusing on the years from 1999 to 2017. And for time and attention purposes, we're going to be focusing on the largest states, which are California, Texas, Florida, New York, and Pennsylvania. This will give us a good look at visualizations of causes throughout the time period, and perhaps we might be able to forecast a little bit. We're starting off here in a general pattern, and then we'll build on our story a little bit. You can see the growth of death causes from 1999 to 2017 for the United States altogether, just to get a sense of the growth. However, I will say the growth is more likely due to our population growth over time, which has been significant. So no cause for alarm. Now, this is a nice visual which shows the various different types of causes of death in the United States altogether. And you can see right here that the most prevalent are heart disease and cancer. Now that we've got this idea, we can focus more on the numbers and volume of data for the top largest states. Again, California, Florida, New York, Texas, and Pennsylvania. And you can see California, just from its size, is significantly larger, followed up by Texas. And you can see in the green that the heart disease is the greatest volume, as well as cancer, which is in the orange. Now, this is one of our first time series. We see a step line showing all the states as the numbers have grown. California, of course, at the top of the green, made some progression on heart disease, but it grew at the end. And then Texas, New York, and Florida converged at the end, and New York made a significant improvement with the second line, but Texas is growing substantially at the end. So they're going to have to take a look at the reasons why for that. Here in the causes, you can see at the year how they'll change. We're focusing on, again, the top 5 largest states. And you can see over time how the diseases become much more prevalent or change places in their significance. Almost always, heart disease and cancer taking a front row that we have to be concerned with. Now, this is a little bit more direct and clear, a classic area graph. We can see that heart disease was getting better there for a while and then grew a little bit. Cancer is slowly growing, but again, that's due to the population. The one that I was interested in was Alzheimer's disease. It seems to slowly be growing over time, especially in the last some years. Um, that's something that of interest that we need to take a look at it. And I know that there's been a lot of effort to get a hold on it of late. And then finally, we have a nice graph, Sparks line, that will show you there's not some radical jumps that go through like your normal lines. The death causes um, tend to be quite non radical as it progresses through time. And we can see that most of them plateau off as we project into 2019 before COVID hits. COVID hit the United States around January of 2020 and then really became apparent within the spring. But we see here before COVID hit, which would be a significant divergent, we forecasted that heart disease would grow and continue to regress, and the scourge of it, we need to gain a handle of it. And I want to say thank you very much for your time and attention on this. I think the conclusion that we can see here is that a significant amount of time and attention, effort, and funding needs to go into heart disease and cancer. And then we need to start looking more into some of the ones that are slowly progressing, such as Alzheimer's. And that's our conclusion for this time series. Thank you very much.